do you eat healthy when you just don't have time to be in the kitchen every single evening?
Cook once, eat twice, or 3 or 4 times.
We have some great ideas here with ancient grains and beans, and we want to show you what that looks like to just be in the kitchen one time and then eat all week long off that.
So first of all, Shayna, I just want you to look at these beautiful ancient grains. These are raw, and these are what they look like when they're cooked.
Yeah, they sure do look great. And I want to comment also, this is 1/4 cup. And then when you cook it, it ends up to be about 1/2 cup serving. And that's appropriate when you're trying to eat healthy.
Awesome. I love all of these, but I must tell you, some of my favorites are the Farro and the Sorghum. I know you have favorites too because of nutrition. What are they?
I do. One of my favorites, Chef Nancy, is our quinoa. It is one of our superfoods. We love talking about quinoa. It is a complete protein. It has all your essential amino acids to keep your energy up. And it's also gluten-free, which we love.
Yeah, that's awesome. Even brown rice. We don't think about brown rice as being an ancient grain, but it still is.
Another one of my favorite grains here is our farro. It does have some gluten, but it's very well tolerated for most people. It also has a lot of protein, and what I love is it relaxes you. It has magnesium in it, so it actually can help relax you.
Okay, so these are our ancient grains that we're going to cook. I want to talk a little bit about some of the other things that we can find in the grocery store. We've talked about seasonal veggies, and we've talked about buying fresh produce and veggies, but here's some of the biggest time savers we can find, and those are canned beans and tomatoes. So there's no reason to avoid canned beans and canned tomatoes, especially in the winter when we don't have pretty ones. But one of the things we want to do is really rinse them well and drain them, right, Shayna?
Yeah, you definitely want to get rid of as much of the sodium as you can, so rinsing them. And believe it or not, canned tomatoes actually have more lycopene because they're heated, so you get more nutrition.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, that's great. And another thing that I like to buy in the grocery store that makes quick meals are lentils because they cook so fast. Where if we bought like dried black beans, we'd have to soak them overnight or put them in the pressure cooker. These lentils will cook in about 20 minutes.
And our lentils would be our protein. When we're doing these types of rice and bean type meals or ancient grain and beans, the lentils would provide most of that protein, which is wonderful for you.
And they taste so good too.
Yeah, they sure do.
Most people have seen the brown lentils. There's also green lentils, and look at the color of those orange lentils. Those are used a lot in Indian dishes because they break down and almost make a sauce. But we're using the brown lentils today, and we're going to provide you with the recipe as well. But I want to show you real quickly. Will you just hand me over that saucepan so I can show you and everyone? So what I've done is I've cooked the lentils with a little bit of celery and onion and garlic. Why? Because lentils are like little sponges, and so they're going to soak up all that wonderful flavor. About 2 cups of lentils will make 4 cups of cooked lentils, which is what I have right here. So you're just going to drain them really well and discard that celery and onion that has given its all.
And you know what? Giving its all, we get a lot of health benefits too from both of those, particularly garlic. Garlic is on most of your cancer-fighting food lists. It's usually 1 or 2, believe it or not.
Yeah, I can believe
And so
it.
when you're using it in a recipe like this, you're actually getting a lot of those nutrients and a lot of those powerful enzymes right into the liquid when you use it.
Awesome. All right, so let's make a lentil salad real quickly that we can absolutely make tonight and serve tonight. And tomorrow we can have it in a pita pocket. And on Tuesday or Wednesday we can have it for lunch.
You're making me hungry, Nancy.
Yay!
This is great. This is great.
This is one of the things that everybody asks us, right? How to make your own salad dressing.
And it's so much healthier, right, Nancy? Rather than the processed, all the preservatives and all the chemicals in the other salad dressings on the shelves in the grocery store. This is great.
And so this is my favorite, of course, way to make salad dressing. You don't have to have a pretty jar like this. You can use an empty mayonnaise jar or mustard jar. All I'm going to do is start with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Look at the color of that olive oil. Isn't that beautiful?
Which, did you know that EVOO really is an anti-inflammatory? So we use it a lot in our kitchen for that reason.
Exactly. I have a little bit of red wine vinegar here. And now I'm going to put in some salt and a little bit. I'm going to start with a little bit of salt and then I'm going to taste. And some gorgeous freshly cracked black pepper. Now I want to give this salad a real pop of flavor. So I'm going to put in some lemon juice. And then when I say pop, I mean pop, Shayna. Look at this. I've got some lemon zest as well.
Great.
Of course, when we use the lemon zest, we always want to buy an organic lemon and wash it really well because we're eating that outside.
Right, right. So we wash this well.
Exactly. And now I'm going to put in a little bit of Dijon mustard. And I think I'll just use my knife right here just to pull it out of the jar. And then look what happens. It's all in there, and all I have to do now is shake it up. Yep.
And that will last in the refrigerator all week.
And what I'm going to do is start my lentil salad with a little bit of spinach and baby tomatoes.
Which, those two vegetables right there are two of our superfoods, right? Our green category, our leafy greens, we try to buy them organic, of course. And then our wonderful tomatoes because of the lycopene.
I know, and look at that. It's just so pretty. It looks like the holidays, but it's, and smell that dressing now too.
Yeah, it smells great. Can you smell it on the camera? Because we can smell it here.
Remember, who was it on food TV used to always say, there should be smell-o-vision. Okay, now look at that.
Oh, our capers.
Exactly.
Our capers. We love our capers, Chef Nancy. Capers are actually very, very small, but they have a huge amount of something called quercetin. That's actually a flavonoid, an antioxidant. So it has a very, very condensed amount of this quercetin. So we try to use a lot of our capers when we can.
And you know what? Capers don't not only have flavonoids, they have lots of flavor too. So they're big in 2 F's. All right. So I'm putting my lentils on top of there, and I'm just going to kind of toss it together. And then guess what's going next? 2 of our favorites. Just a little bit of feta cheese.
Right.
And we love feta cheese in the Healthy Kitchen because feta is one of those cheeses that's packed full of flavor, smaller amounts, bigger pow of cheese. And then last but not least, look at this, little Kalamata olive. So this is a super easy lentil salad that has got lots of color. As it sits in the refrigerator, it's just going to keep getting more flavorful and more flavorful.
And it has great nutrition. It's a vegetarian meal in one dish. And as we said before, cook once, but eat twice or three times or 4 times. This will probably even taste better the second and the third day, right?
And if you've already cooked up some of your ancient grains, think about it. You can top your ancient grains with this salad, whether it's warm or cold.
So again, it doesn't take forever to eat healthy. It just takes a little bit of planning.
And a little bit of time.
That's right. But then when you cook once, you can eat multiple times from that dish.